Можу починати.
So we can start. Welcome to Ukraine Media Center. Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to remind you that we are supported by the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine and the Ministry of Internal Affairs of Ukraine. And now in our studio we have Anton Heraschenko with us. Anton Heraschenko is advisor to the Minister of Internal Affairs of Ukraine. And today we'll discuss with Anton Heraschenko crimes committed by the Russian military in those liberated territories of Ukraine. So Anton, you're welcome. Thank you. After Ukrainian armed forces have heroically pushed Russian occupiers from Kyiv Oblast, it has been known to the whole world about those terrible crimes committed by Russians in the territories of Kyiv Oblast and other oblasts of Ukraine. First of all, the whole world has been shocked with the tragedy in the city of Bucha. There, just on the streets, people were killed, Ukrainians were killed from armored vehicles. They were civilians. They posed no threat to Russian occupiers. In the streets of Bucha, after its liberation, 28 dead bodies were found. In addition, in the city of Bucha, in Prolesek children's holiday camp, 5 bodies of Ukrainians have been found, which were tortured in the basement by special forces of Russian military. 4 of them had their hands tied behind their back, and they were tortured. One of those people had his head broken with a gun. Others have been killed. We have brought a team of foreign journalists there from about 70 foreign media, from Australia to Japan to Europe to United States, to show to the whole world that those bastards were killing Ukrainians, torturing Ukrainians with highest degree of cynicism and cruelty. Also in the village of Matizhin in Kyiv Oblast, the place of mass murder of Ukrainian citizens was found. There was a family killed, the family of the head of Matizhin village, Olga Sukhnenko. Her husband was also killed there, her son was killed, and we still cannot find her daughter. Next to their bodies, there were bodies of 3 more Ukrainians, including one of the territorial defense members. All that information was published by me in my Pravda Heraschenko Telegram channel. Also, yesterday in the city of Hostomel, in the building, there were 11 bodies of Ukrainian civilians found. They were also killed by occupiers. And this is just the beginning of that big wide-scale work started by the Prosecutor General Office, Ministry of Internal Affairs and Security Service of Ukraine to document those crimes. Now we know about more than 400 civilians killed in Kyiv Oblast, but those numbers will grow more and more. I'd like to inform you that yesterday work started in the city of Borodyanka, and there was also a team of foreign media representatives brought there about dismantling ruins of residential blocks which were destroyed in early March after airstrikes by Russian aviation. A Russian militant war criminal received an order to bomb a peaceful Ukrainian city as a result, criminal order. As a result, more than 10 houses were destroyed, and under those ruins, bodies of Ukrainian people remained. Some of them died immediately, and some of them were dying for days and even weeks under those concrete ruins, without having any water, any food, in complete darkness. Now, after yesterday, work started in buildings at 429 Soborna Street and 429A Soborna Street. Bodies of 4 Ukrainians have already been found, people who died under those ruins of those buildings. And this is just the beginning, because I have been told by officers of the State Emergency Service, now they have, those were 5-story buildings, and now there are just 3 stories ruins checked, and we don't know how many Ukrainians still remain there under those ruins. There were basements where people tried to hide from those bombs. According to information by head of Borodyanka, there are more than about 200 residents of Borodyanka missing, and we know that many of them have been missing forever. We'll never forgive that crime, And Russian occupiers, as well as their leaders, will be brought to liability for murder of Ukrainians. Our rescuers continue their serious-scale operations to check those ruins as fast as possible, so that residents of Borodyanka will be able to use their lovely city again. But I have to tell you that we are lacking people. So upon consent from the State Emergency Service, I'd like to tell you a couple of words about the new volunteer project called Dobrobati. There is a website created, and everybody who wants to help in checking those concrete ruins as quickly as possible, people are welcome to register. Please show that website. You will be invited to the State Emergency Service. And if you're physically strong enough, if you're ready to do it, the site will be shown in our translation, our broadcast. They will see it. Yes, okay. Then you can register on that website, and they will contact you and give you instructions, and you will be able to go to Borodyanka, and jointly with people from the State Emergency Service, you will be able to help in checking those huge ruins created by Russian bastards. Please, you're welcome with your questions. Friends, you're welcome to ask your questions. Please use the microphone and introduce yourself. Your question?
Hello. Sara Gomez from Spanish News Agency EFE. I would like to ask if we have there already been documented war crimes, and there's some figures from the the government, the Ministry of the Prosecutor General, of how big is this war crimes, if we can have a figure of how many of them have been already documented. And of course, I also would like to ask about do you think we can also talk about crimes against humanity or even genocide?
Якщо можна, не працював переклад, останню саму частину, я все інше зрозумів. Чому саме запитання?
Які злочини вже зафіксовані, і чи можемо ми говорити про злочин проти людськості?
Дякую.
Thank you. Currently, we already know surnames of commanders of Russian military units at battalion level, company level. People, those units were directly located in the territories of Bucha, Hostomel, and Irpin. Our reconnaissance members got those data, and those data are known to the prosecutors public, who will be investigating this case, and no one bastard will be able to avoid justice. Clearly, all those war criminals know about their war crimes. They know that those are known, and we understand that maybe they will remain in Russian Federation forever. They will never leave it. But as soon as if they leave the Russian Federation, there will be intercom procedures working to find them. Also, in social media, there are a lot of initiatives now, and people call for creating Ukrainian Mossad to find and find those people everywhere, those involved in killing civilians and torturing civilians and destroying those criminals. Thank you. Any more questions? Question here? Just a moment.
Thank you. Serdar from Al Jazeera Media Network. The Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has said that on Wednesday the Ukrainian side had offered another proposal which reversed the proposal that has been made in Istanbul. And he said that Ukraine wanted to discuss the states of Crimea and Donbass. So, but without giving any more detail, can you a little bit elaborate that for us? What is the new proposal of Ukraine, please? Thank you.
I am advisor to Ministry of Internal Affairs. I am not authorized to comment on those matters which are about the highest level of military and political leadership of Ukraine. I can share my personal view as a citizen of Ukraine. Of course, Ukrainians will never agree to the occupation of Crimea nor any occupation of the territory of Ukraine. Both Crimea and Donbass are parts of Ukraine, and I'm sure that the President will make every effort possible for us to get back the whole territory of Ukraine and to restore our territorial integrity in full extent. Thank you. Any more questions? No more questions? Thank you. Thank you, Anton. Thank you for finding time and joining us. Thank you, friends. And I'd like to remind you that in literally 10 minutes, we are to continue our next briefing, and you'll hear spokesperson of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, Alexander Borodyanka, here in our studio. Winter News. Thank you.